agenda this morning? Now that it's just all of us student people who've known each other for so long, I would like to announce to all of you and honor Bev Jackson, who is retiring at the end of this month. Bev's been with the group from the beginning and worked on the SASE committees that we had when we were putting SACE reporting together, and I will miss her very much. She's been a tremendous asset to me and the work I do and to the organization. So enjoy your retirement. All right, the next item on the agenda is the statewide RFP update for a statewide student information system. And I'm sure you're going to recognize this lady. Welcome to Rosalie Lamb.
It's been about a year now since I've done any presentation, so bear with me. I still get nervous when I'm presenting, so here we go. All right, the statewide SIS. Because of the ALIS business case, it was decided that, well, with the focus groups and everybody that they met with all the school districts, it was decided that we need a statewide system for mainly for smaller schools, to get a better price on the SIS system. So to save the money, $155 million statewide just on the SIS system. Smaller districts, of course, pay more for their student management system because they have less students, because most of the costs are per student, and so if you don't have enough students, you have to pay more money. We're working on a seamless integration into the ALIS system, and it's also going to include the teaching and learning tools, sleds, teacher dashboards, and so on and so forth. So we're working on that. The RFP itself is on its way. It was created by, we had like 9 focus groups meetings. It was about 9 of them we had, and we met with different schools, districts, charters, JTEDs. We also had different vendors in each one of those. Okay, so we had a good combination, and we went over all the requirements, documentation, and everybody agreed on what we decided on. So now here we go. Okay, so you told us what you need to make a system that will work for your district. We created the statement of work. We identified core elements of the MOU, which is, Linda, again? Memorandum of Understanding. I have issues with some of these acronyms, IT acronyms anyway. Between ADE and your districts, the users that opt in will own the system and decide changes, upgrades, not ADE. Okay? So because it's going to be your system, you need to make those decisions on what you need, and of course it's going to go through the whole process. Okay? Can't say much right now, okay? Here is the statewide SIS RFP release. Okay, the Department of Education will be releasing this student information system, where it's going to go through Procure AC. Tentatively, first week of October is the goal. Okay, any questions so far? All right, cool. Vendors, I have some handouts here for you to make sure your information is up to date in Procure AZ, because if it's not, you will not be considered. Okay, so I have some pamphlets up here for you to pick up if you need them. But that's all I can tell you. We're bound to procurement rules, that we can't give out very much information, so that's all I can tell you at this time on the RFP. But it is coming out, so yay. It's about time. It's a lot of red tape, of course, that has to happen at the state, so that's why it took so long. For those of you that were on the committee, that's why it took so long. Any questions so far? Now, I'm going to talk about streamlining in school finance processes. This process, school finance relies on a lot of manual labor-intensive processes, okay? That increase the likelihood of errors, of course. This is not my project, but I know a little bit of it, so I'm going to be reading, I'm sorry. Automate the manual financial payment process. They reduce the processing time in mere minutes. Okay, before it took hours, now it's taking minutes to process. Reduce processing errors that time it takes to catch and fix them. Okay, so reduce that time frame. In fiscal year 13, ADE automated manual, the data push. For those of you that don't know what the data push is, let me give you an example of when I was at school finance, okay? The data push was, it's an interface where you put each school district, okay, or charter, you would put them in this queue, okay? Run them, but you couldn't run the whole state. You had to run certain schools. This is when I was there, okay? I don't know if it improved after that, but when I was there, I used to run by an alphabetical order. I used to take A through F, run all those schools, push them into the database for payments, then run all the reports so that they all matched. So then I had to do the next step and I had to run the next group of school districts and charters. That was a process, a manual process that had to be done. With all the changes that they've done to SACE, all the updates and everything they've done to SACE, it's made it a lot faster and easier for school finance to run that data push. Now all I have to do is hit a button, and it's done in seconds, not in minutes, not hours. Just yay! Yay! School finance probably appreciates it a lot. Okay, so it is a process. Like I said, when I was doing it, it was all manual stuff, and it was crazy. And sometimes it would die on you, and then you got to start all over again. So a lot of stuff has changed. A lot of updates have been made. So that's a good thing. As you can see up there, it says to reduce the processing time from 11.5 hours to 47 minutes. Okay? So automating the 15 class site fund processes will reduce processing time by 50% or better. So that's another one that they're working on, is the classroom site fund. And you might not see the effects of it, but school finance sure does. So they're helping internally to process information faster. You think SACE is bad. You should see some of the stuff inside. Okay? So that's the kind of stuff that the projects that I'm involved in right now is the state's SIS and the EdFi stuff. EdFi mapping, okay? Not being a techie person, I'm learning a lot of stuff, which is a good thing. That helps me in the long run. Now, 21 of the 48 processes will be automated by end of 2014. So they have a really fast goal. I mean, they want us to get this stuff really fast. So we're working as hard as we can. And yeah, probably working overtime some days, but we'll see. Anybody have any questions? It was quick, I know, but I can't say much regarding the SIS system, okay? So I'm bound by law not to say anything because it hasn't gone out there yet. Yes?
what sized districts, or what do you consider small?
Small,
There is a number ADE has,
Yeah.
that it's, if it's between this and this, it's considered small. If it's this and this, it's, what is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some school
But I
districts,
can't,
yeah, I don't remember, I just took that information off the SDC site, so, okay? So whatever your district is considered, small, I would say, it was like 11,
There's categories, very small, small.
Yes, there's
medium,
very
large,
small,
and very large.
Christine, if you want
Yes.
to know, just let me know.
yeah, just give us a call, we'll
Okay.
find it for you.
I'll
But, I know there are some school districts, or actually some charter schools that don't even have an SIS, okay? So, they use SACE Online, which is, you know how SACE Online works, okay? So, or they use they're uploading a file through the upload system, so that's, this will help a lot of smaller, very small schools that do not have SIS. And even those that do have an SIS, you may be interested in that also. That's all I can tell you. Yes?
You're planning to send this out the week of 10/1. When are we due and when are we planning to award? And are we talking about for next year, and then what would be the cost associated with it?
That I cannot give you right now. The question was, she wanted all the details, I can't give you that. Okay? I'm sorry, but again, I can tell you that the RFP is going out, and that's all I can tell you. The dates will be out there for the vendors. Procurement is working on all that paperwork. Okay? Question first back there.
Rose, is there any talk of having more than 6 data pushes this year? Could they have, like, double the data pushes?
What do you mean data pushes? Why do you
The
need?
aggregation?
Oh, aggregation. Not that I'm aware of. Okay, at this time, it's what you got. Okay?
Question.
It was just, so the October 1 is when you expect to have the bids opening?
The RFP is going to be put out on October 1. It's going to be in the Procure AZ. That's why the vendors need to make sure they're up to date and
Okay,
everything.
thank you.
Okay? So any other questions other than the RFPs? Procure AZ is available to the public.
So I can go in there when it's out there and look for the bid opening date and all that.
Procure AZ is open to everybody. Okay? That's all I can say. Anything else? I'm sorry, I wish I could. I mean, you know me, I'll tell you everything that I can. So, we have vendors here, I can't say much, okay? All right, any other questions other than, vendors, close your ears, or get out. Anyway, I have the pamphlets up here for the vendors. Anything else you want me to talk about? I know it went really fast. I mean, there wasn't much I could tell you. Anybody? Yes?
There's a new entry when you go to the common law. I'm sorry, I don't remember the word, but something about say upload something pending in parentheses that has appeared on the common law, and it's obviously not live, but I have no clue what it is.
Oh, I got one of those too, it doesn't do anything anyway.
What does it say?
It's right, I think it's right above the SACE online.
Yeah, well, what it appeared for me is I did 5915.
Mhm.
We did that memo to open it up so that we could do what we had to do. All of a sudden, this other one opened up, and I'm like, wow, that's more questions than never worked.
There's been no
And I
communication.
asked,
on
could you?
this.
It was probably a fluke.
No, you can't.
It was probably a fluke because they're updating all the common law applications and getting rid of stuff that's no longer used. So that could probably be something like that. I don't know. They were working on updating that list of the applications. It could have caused something. I don't know.
It appeared for me like 2 years ago, and she's trying to get rid of it, but she didn't get rid of
Uh-huh.
it doesn't work out.
Okay.
Just real quick,
Lisa?
for the people who asked about it, I'm gonna give you my card in a minute. Can you, if you can make it happen again, can you send me a screenshot? We'll see if we can get it to go away if it's superfluous.
Yeah. Yeah, Lisa's, contact Lisa and she'll see if we can get it taken off and make sure it's,
I'd be happy to.
okay. All right. And Lisa's email address is right here. Okay, great. Jamie?
It's a little off for this one, but when it comes to ADE support, is it an automatic ticket that they submit now based on an email and it's automatic generation, or is somebody manually putting those in?
I think somebody's still manually putting them in.
If I submit one.
Well, wait a minute, hold on.
If you submit an email to adesupport.azed.gov, I believe that's what it is, it automatically generates a ticket in our
There's
processes.
been instances where I've sent an attachment as a documentation for my ticket, and that doesn't get attached to the automated one that's being sent, so then my ticket gets closed for no documentation.
Oh, that's not good. Thank you for bringing that up. I'll take it to the head of support, okay? Thank you, Jamie.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you.
I know we can't talk about the specifics of it, but does anybody have any questions about what we did and how we did it? Or is everybody comfortable with the explanation that Rose gave you on how this all came together and what its intent is? Okay. I also want to introduce Linda Harris. She's now working, she worked with Rose on the RFP. Linda's had formerly worked for Pearson, so a lot of us knew her. So she has brought her expertise to the process as well. So Lori's writing notes, and as soon as she's finished, then we can proceed to the next item on the agenda. Yep. It's a good thing we're quick today, because you got a lot to cover, huh? I know.
Hi. It's very nice to see you all. I drove to work kind of skipping, if you will. Yep, I think it's next. I had one cup because I know I get up here and I lose my, Nancy always has to save me with water, so I only had one cup this morning. I was just happy to see you guys. I love this group, and I mean that wholeheartedly. You're the people that we get to talk to. You're the people that make things happen. You know, you're the people that we know, like your dog's names and what you did this summer and, you know, whatnot, and I love this group. We do have quite a bit to cover, and I mentioned some ADE Connect, and I'll go over that for you as well. I brought Sarah Mahoney. A lot of you work with Sarah Mahoney, so Sarah, stand up, say hello. Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, so we're going to do a little woot woot factor on our 2013 results on STC, and that's not our results. That's your results of what you did. Summer user group feedback, as Nancy said, there were only 5. If I would have had 7, as she mentioned, my head would have spun off. What's new for STC this year? And then I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of go into the whole A-list, but I'm not going to be Rose, put the mask over my face, I can't tell you anything. No, I'm kidding. I kept thinking she needed like a mask, and then every time she couldn't say anything, she just covered her face. But what's happening, you know, with that? So first off, before we go into the, I really would love for you to just turn to someone, be around you, not your person that you came with, but someone else that either maybe you don't know or, you know, whatever, and just say one thing. I thought about this on the way. Say one thing that perhaps STC changed for the better. Think hard if you have to. In your processes. In your processes. You know, of what you do every single day. So just one. I know you can come up with 50. But if you just do that, and then I'd like to hear just some of the comments. Okay, so go. say. You can either tell on your neighbor, or you can just, stand up bold and proud and say whatever it was. So, can we get like 5 positives?
We use the error report as a training mechanism for training office staff and admin staff on what they were doing correctly and what they were doing incorrectly.
So that's awesome. So that was to change processes and improve them and really ensure the data quality.
And they've all forgotten now.
Well, run that 40th trial. Okay. Hey, speaking of error report, we've got a warning that's coming up right now, and don't let me forget to talk to you about that. I just want to tell you what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
It helped bring some accountability to our alternative high school and how they were entering transcripts and being a little bit more accountable to what they were doing.
That's great. Is it I can't remember, is it an online? No, but it's, okay. And we have something that's cool that's coming up that might help with that as well. Yes?
I'm telling them.
Miss Bonnie?
I just think between the two of us, what we shared with them, it became more of a better data that we have. Instead of, well, what can we do to fix this, and kind of almost putting a Band-Aid on it, it forced us to do everything absolutely correct. So all of our data all around is better.
That's a double-edged sword. Thank you, Bonnie. Yeah. That's a double-edged sword with SRM, right? It is the most persnickety thing, but it's a good thing, right? Because it tells you right off the bat, you don't have to wait, the 10 hours or whatnot for someone to process or whatnot. 2 more.
You pushed up on the
Nancy. She'll be giggling this time next year or whatever. Did someone have it over here? Yes.
Well, I found that it forced different departments in our district to work together who didn't realize how and that they did need to work together.
Yeah.